Hi guys, it's Tuesday and I have another Freckled Fawn Friday video for you. And this is We Are Memory Keepers Indian Summer for my background. And I originally bought it because I thought it was so adorbs for true, but I ended up using it for a picture of my brother because I like the soft bluish green, and I think it goes well with the picture. And this is a picture of my brother with my youngest daughter, London. And he was just a big guy with a big heart, and he was very, very loyal and devoted to family. And it was all about blood for him. And, you know, he just was very much that type of individual. So, I mean, he was so big and he was holding her in his arms and they were looking at each other, and it was just the perfect moment for a picture. And he was so excited to have a new niece, and he had two boys and I had two girls, and it just worked out really well. And my in fact, my oldest and his oldest are only 4 months apart. So, but London came a little bit later. She is 5 years younger than True, almost. So, and my brother and I were about 4 years apart, and so I don't know. I just felt like it was good timing to have them a little bit further apart. But my brother had his kids close together, so they're only like 16 months apart. But anyway, you probably don't need to know all that. I'm just kind of chatting along as I do. um, of course, I'm using a bunch of my scraps because I feel like I need to do that. Plus, I like to not have that scrap box get too full. And I really do like how this turned out. This was one of those layouts I struggled with. Of course, when I use my Freckled Fawn kits, I just kind of like pull everything together very quickly and easily once I do the background or layer the picture. It's like, I don't know, the Freckled Fawn embellishments just flow. It's like super fast, makes for a quick spread, and I love using them up. I don't subscribe anymore, but this actually was one of those layouts where I wasn't feeling it. Even though it turns out really good, I put things on, I took things off, I put them back on, I tried something else, I took them off. It was kind of frustrating. In fact, I actually walked away and came back the next day because I was like not having my creative juices flow that like they normally do. And it was by no means the products, it was definitely me. But you know, we all have our off days. Even when we scrapbook almost every single day of our lives, we still have those days where you're just like, this is not working the way I want it to. Yeah, all of the embellishments you see here are Freckled Fawn. And so I do end up backing that little chipboard camera, but I didn't like that Indigo Hills blue. I felt like it was too close to the scrap of blue that I used, and wanted to add a little scrap of green. So, yeah, I added that, but I think, oh, I know what I did. I did end up trying to make this title that, and you'll see me struggle here. It's one of those titles that I had this alphabet from Freckled Fawn that they were all different colors. So the letters, some were red, some were orange, some were green. Well, I didn't have them all, like I wanted to say snug as a bug in a rug, or snug as a bug, something like that. And they had a bunch of red letters, and they did not have as many. I wanted green actually, and they didn't have enough green, so, or that bluish green, I should say. Um, so I end up putting this title on and then pulling the alphas off because the red was bothering me. I felt like it was kind of clashing. So, um, that was another struggle I had with this layout, but, and I move it around, I look for placement. I actually stick it down and then I decide later, no, I don't like the letters. So, fortunately, I have a lot of alphas. Not a big loss. That should be my next thing. Like using up my thickers on a layout or something and trying to get through some of my thickers because I do have quite a bit of those as well. Maybe that should be my next challenge. Using thickers on every layout. I could have thicker Thursdays. Ooh, that's an idea. Thicker Thursdays. Freckled Fawn Fridays. Maybe I'm overcommitting myself. I don't know. Okay, so I really like that word snug because she looks so snuggly in his arms. And I do a lot of journaling on this layout just because, you know, if you met my brother, you'd think, oh, he's rough and he's a big guy. I mean, he was heavy set and tall and just kind of rough around the edges, but he had the biggest heart. He was such a sweetheart when it came to my girls. And when I was growing up, you know, he was my big brother and he just always looked out for me and was always, you know, very protective of me. And he just was that kind of guy. So you see, I took the letters off and I do add that word dream and some of those brads. And so I like that much better. I think it looks a lot better without those letters on there. And here I'm just basically writing down how much he was devoted to family and what a big heart he had for a big guy. And oh my gosh, he was that way with animals too. He never met a stray animal he did not adopt and like. Ugh. When he passed away, he literally had, I think it was in total, I know he had like 6 dogs, 6 or 8 that I had to find homes for, or, you know, a couple of them were really old. And I mean, he just loved animals. So, yeah, he just, like I said, he had a big heart. And I'm sorry I'm a little bit out of frame here, but I will go into my stash and pull some folk art acrylic paint and just water it down, and it'll be white. And I think that really makes the entire layout come together. It looked a little barren, and so I didn't want to stick any more on there, but I wanted to add a little bit more so that it looked cohesive. And I think that white paint will just bring everything together in the end. So you'll see that and some still pictures and information on my social media, how to find me out in the wild world of the web. Oh, see, I think that's so pretty right there. I just love how that white pops. So yeah, that's it. That wraps it up. I hope you enjoyed it and hopefully it inspired you. I know it's an old picture, but I've been trying to, you know, go through some pictures of my dad and my brother and get those scrapped. So, yeah, I appreciate you watching and I will talk to you soon. Ta-ta for now. Bye.